What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies podcast. I am Luke here, and welcome back to another podcast. Last time I saw you, the Phillies were coming off of a split with the Chicago Cubs series in Chicago, and they were heading to Milwaukee. And now the Milwaukee series is over. They won the series. It was a nice series. They did lose today. We'll get to that later. Apologize if you do hear talking in the background. Just ignore that. So let's get into this. First game of this series. It didn't look good, but we did win 6-4. We'll get into that now. It all starts in the top of the first inning when Bryce Harper hit a sacrifice fly. Kutch scored, and the Phillies took a 1-0 lead. Well, it looked good then. And then Mike Moustakas, the Philly killer, a guy who played in the American League most of his career with the Royals, he doubled on a ground ball to right field, and Braun, the Philly killer, came around to score, and the all game was all tied up at 1. Then Scotty Boyd doubled to drive in Cesar, and then in the top of the second, the Phillies took a 2-1 lead. And then they come right back in the bottom of the inning, and Arcia hits a home run, and that's the guy I actually got for Gene Segura, because Gene Segura actually used to play for Milwaukee. I don't know if you guys know that. And then Christian Yelich, another guy I just can't stand. He hit a home run to right field. And then Yasmani Grandal doubled, and then Mike Moustakas scored. So at this point, it's bottom of the third inning, and it's 4-2 Milwaukee. So it's not looking too promising. Then we come back in the top of the fourth inning. Maikel Franco singles on a ground ball, and Hoskins scored, and Hernandez went to third base. Then in the top of the fifth inning, Bryce, Aaron, Max, Harper doubled, and Gene Segura came around to score. We got ourselves a 4-4 ball game. He smoked that ball. Then in top of the sixth inning, Andrew McCutchen doubled, and Scotty Boyd came around to score. Now it's a 5-4 ball game. Then in the top of the seventh, Hoskins smashed one to center field for a home run. And that's your ball game, 6-4 the final score. Eichhoff didn't pitch great. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Box score, McCutchen went 2 for 5. He's been really, really good lately. He's kind of snapped out of that little dry spell he was in. Gene Segura went 1 for 5. Bryce Harper went 1 for 4. Rhys Hoskins went 2 for 4. Rhys Hoskins, we all know he was coming out of that slump. He was in that big, bad slump he was in. Now he's starting to show signs and glimpses of coming out of that little dry spell he was in as well. JT Realmuto went 1 for 4. Cesar went 1 for 3. Vinny did not have an official at bat. Andrew Knapp went 0 for 1. Scott Kingery went 2 for 4. Maikel Franco went 1 for 4. Eichhoff got an at bat, didn't get a hit. Phil Gosselin pinch hit, did not get a hit. And Herrera pinch hit, and he didn't get a hit as well. So pitching today, or on Friday rather, was Eichhoff, and he only went 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, a walk, 1 strikeout, 2 earned runs. He just hasn't been good lately. He's been kind of the Jared Eichhoff that we all knew a couple years ago. The guy just couldn't go deep into games. He's an old-fashioned pitcher. I said that before. He doesn't have great stuff. He doesn't throw by guys, and that's okay. And he's not a fantastic pitcher. He never really has been in his career. He's a 4 or 5 pitcher, starting rotation pitcher at best. 4 or 5. He's your 4 or 5 guy. He's not an ace. He's not an Aaron Nola. He's not whatever. So Garcia came in, pitched in, and then gave up a hit. He struck out a guy, and Vinny. This is why he's dangerous out of this pen. 2 innings, 1 hit, 4 Ks. I love that one. 4 Ks. Can I just keep saying it? 4 strikeouts in 2 innings of work. Only 1 walk. Then Dominguez came in, pitched an inning. Nice inning, struck out a batter. Then Morgan came in. He continues to be pretty good. He only gave up 1 hit, but pitched an inning. His ERA is down to 1.96. He's been really, really good. The only bad game he had this year, or maybe a couple bad games, one of the bad games I remember is the game against the Nats May 4th when we were up and the bullpen blew it. Then Neris came and got the save, pitched an inning, 3 strikeouts. He struck out the side. It was beautiful. So that's your ball game. We win. Game 1, 6-4. And then we come out the next day. This is a day game we got going on here. Pick it up in the top of the first inning when Andrew McCutchen led off the ball game with a home run to center field. That was very, very nice to see. It was a nice fly ball. Then Gene Segura walked with the bases loaded. Scotty Boy came around to score. And now we got ourselves a 2-0 ball game. That was on the top of the second inning, by the way. Then Cesar, we'll jump into the top of the third inning. Cesar, home run, 5th of the year, line drive to right. It was beautiful. Cesar, you've been really, really good this year, brother. Keep up the good work. Cesar, again, in the top of the 5th inning, he singles on a line drive to right. Hoskins comes around to score. And now we got ourselves a 4-0 ball game. We jump ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning when Mike Moustakas hits a home run. Center field, he crushed it. And then they get themselves another run when Perez drives out to Hernandez, and Eric Thames came around to score. And now at that time it was 4-2. I was actually starting to worry a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, we need an insurance run. Well, we get that insurance run and maybe more and even more when Rhys Hoskins hits a 2-run dong to left center field. He smashed that ball. Siggy came around to score, and now we got ourselves a 6-2 ball game. I felt pretty confident at that point. Then Jacob Tyler Realmuto homered on a fly ball to left center field. It was pretty. It was pretty. And that's your ball game. We win 7-2, and it was pretty masterful. Nice pitching. It was really, really nice pitching as well from Arrieta. He went 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. They were earned, but he struck out 8, only allowed a home run, and it was pretty cool. So I'm really, really happy that. Really, really happy about this game and the way it played out for Arrieta. So we went 8 innings. They had talk about putting him out there again for the 9th, but it never really turned into anything. Because they told him he was done, and then we got all insurance run. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe we should put him back out. But once you kind of lose that focus and that adrenaline, it's hard to get it back again, and that makes sense. That was Ben Davis, I think he said that. He was right. Alvarez came in and pitched the inning. When I saw Alvarez coming in, I wasn't too confident. But after Hoskins and Realmuto hit that home run, I was feeling pretty good, but Alvarez came and pitched a nice clean inning, struck out a batter. 1, 2, 3, they went. So that's your ball game. We win 7-2 on Saturday night, or Saturday midday, I guess you could say, not Saturday night. Then today was a pretty bad game as we got smashed by the Milwaukee Brewers as we lost 9-1. Milwaukee had a lot of home runs in this one. We'll get to this. Zach Eflin was on the mound for us today. All starts, and I just didn't have a good feeling about this game going into it. I hate to be like a Mr. Negative guy, but I just didn't have a good feeling. For some reason, this got a bad vibe going in. Ben Gamble hit a home run to center field. Gave them a 1-0 lead. Then he has Monty Grandal, a guy who I just can't stand. Hits a home run to left center center field. And some people put him ahead of JT Realmuto, which makes me laugh really, really hard because he is nowhere near the same player as JT. He's not a very, very good defender. He can't really catch the ball behind home plate, and his average is not even good. So I don't know why people put him ahead of Realmuto. Most people don't, but some people do. Anyway, and then we'll go to bottom of the 4th, and Brandon Woodruff, the pitcher, doubled, and then Perez came around to score, and that's a little bit of what Woodruff did at the plate today. Oh, wait, there's more. Just wait. And then Christian Yelich, Mr. Evil, looks like such an evil guy. He homered on a fly ball to left field, his 21st of the year, league-leading 21st home run of the year. Then Yasmani Grandal grounded out to Rhys Hoskins, and Ryan Braun, another Philly killer, came around to score. And then Perez hit a home run. And at that point, it's 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th. And then Brandon Woodruff, I told you there was more. He singles to Bryce, and then Eric Thames came around to score. And then on top of the 6th inning, this is the only run. Andrew Knapp somehow got lucky and swung with his eyes closed and somehow made contact with the ball and hit it out. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. But Andrew Knapp, he was actually swinging with his eyes closed. He just got lucky. It's one of those things where eventually you're going to get lucky somehow, right? So that's what Andrew Knapp did. He just threw the bat out and somehow got out of the ballpark. I don't know how it did, but good for him. First home run of the year. Good for him. Ben Gamble again hits a home run at the bottom of the 8th inning, and then him and Arcia came around and scored at that point. It's a 9-1 ball game. It's over. Heflin continues to struggle on the road. He has not been good on the road this year. We talked about that a couple times before in this podcast. He's never been a good pitcher on the road. He never has been. So we're going back home to play St. Louis, 3-game series. We did pretty well against them last time we were out there in Missouri on that road trip, but we'll see how it goes at home. 4-2 road trip though. That's we're going to talk about that after this. Andrew McCutchen went 0 for 4. That 7-game hit streak snapped. Average is now 258. At one time it's like 235, so he's gotten it up a lot higher. So yeah, Andrew McCutchen, he said he got my swagger back, so good for him. Siggy, his hit streak's gone. It was ended at 14. It was a nice hitting streak for him. Let's give him a round of applause. It was a nice hitting streak. All good things have to come to an end at some point. Bryce Harper 0 for 3. 3 Ks. It just can't hit. He just can't get ahead of that 5 fastball. He's not hitting 227 on the year. He'll figure it out eventually. I mean, I've been saying that for a while now. How long have we been saying it? He'll figure it out. Well, he hasn't really figured it out. We thought he was going to come out of that slump like last week when he hit those 2 home runs in the span of 2 days. But we're like, oh, yeah, Bryce is back. And, like, now he's just back, like, not doing anything. So Hoskins went 0 for 3 today, but he did have a really nice series. He hit 2 home runs. I think he's starting to come out of his slump a little bit. He's not a high average hitter, Rhys Hoskins is. Bryce Harper is a 270, 280 hitter. He's not a super high average hitter like he was at the beginning of his career. He's just kind of a different player now. And teams figure them out. They look at the film. They see what pitches he can and cannot hit. So everyone else in the line went 0 for 3. Hernandez 0 for 3. Herrera 0 for 3. Herrera's not hitting 222 out of the way, which is pretty bad. Knapp obviously went 1 for 3. He's got his average up to 167. Let's give him a round of applause. 167. That is one of the best averages I think I've ever seen. Great job. Franklin went 0 for 3. Average now down to 220. So much for him being the best a-hole hitter in the league. I haven't seen anything out of this guy in the past couple months. Eflin went 0 for 1, but yeah, we're not going to talk about anybody else here. Sean Enriquez did pitch hit. He struck out. Eflin went 3 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 of them were earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks, 2 home runs. Pretty rough. His ERA is only 3.02, so he's had a good season, but on the road he's been pretty crappy. Alvarez came in and pitched to third. Nothing happened, but Velasquez came in and pitched 2/3 of an inning. He got rocked. 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 of them earned, 1 walk, 2 home runs. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Garcia pitched a third of an inning, 1 strikeout. Then Hammer came in, pitched an inning, struck out a batter. And De Los Santos, a guy who got in the Freddie Galvis trade in December of 2017 when we traded Freddie Galvis to San Diego for De Los Santos. He pitched 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 of them were earned, 2 walks, 2 Ks, and a home run. Give it up. So, yeah, it was pretty crappy today. Pretty crappy. Just like I said, Kutch and Siggy's hit streak did come to an end. All good things have to come to an end, like I said. So, okay. Bryce Harper, he's going to figure it out eventually, but you got to get it going, buddy, okay? We're paying you $330 million. I know you will. Another guy who has not been impressive this year is Odubel Herrera, down to 222 right now. Just hasn't really been able to find himself a groove. I need to see more of him, and power numbers for him and Franco have gone way down. And the power numbers for Harper have been atrocious. They only has 9 home runs this year. That's it. 9. Those guys already have 20-some home runs. Like, he needs to start hitting for power. Last year he had a terrible first half, but he hit like 20-some home runs in the first half. Which it's obviously average was crap, but the home runs were pretty good. So, hey, if he was hitting 300 right now, I'd be like, hey, that's okay. But if you're hitting for a lower average and there's no home runs, then that's when I kind of get pissed off. Like, dude, what? What's happening there? Cesar has been really, really good this year. I think we're kind of seeing that Cesar from 2 years ago. I kind of had a rough year last year with that. We played with a broken foot in the second half. No one even knew about it. So I kind of cut him a break because of that. It's not easy to play through a broken foot. It really isn't. So, Let's preview the St. Louis series. We go back home. We got an off day tomorrow. Adam Wainwright versus Nick Pivetta. For game 1 on Tuesday night, 7:05 the first pitch. Wainwright 4 for 4, 4.82 ERA, which we could laugh and say, "Oh, that's not very good." Well, on the other side, we have a guy who's 2-1. Don't pay attention to that 2-1 record because don't let it fool you because he has an 8.35 ERA. So, yeah, that's pretty crappy. Then game 2, they got this guy named Cabrera pitching for them. He hasn't even thrown an inning yet this year. Then we got Nola, who's 5-0 in the year, who has a 4.53 ERA, but he has been good of late. So, and a finale game on Thursday, 1:05 is the first pitch. Hudson's on the mound for St. Louis. He is 3-3 with a 4.22 ERA. And then for us, it's Ike, and he is 2-2 with a 3.86 ERA. So, yep, that's what's going on. So, we'll see what happens. We're at home, so I think we will win the series. Then we go out to California, and we go out and play the LA Dodgers. 3-game series. That's going to be really, really tough. We'd be lucky if we can get a win out of that. And we go out to San Diego. That shouldn't be too bad. We haven't played well last year there, but we should be good there. So we got a tough road trip. We kind of have a tough homestand, I guess you could say. Cardinals have not been great this year, though. So we'll see how it goes. So far, we passed the test. 4-2 road trip. We win the series in Milwaukee. Milwaukee came to us, and they came in our home building, and they won 3 out of 4. And we went there and won 2 out of 3. I like it. I expected going there saying, we're lucky we can get a win. Well, we got 2 wins. So it went way above my expectations. So nice job. In Chicago, we could have won the series. We should have won the series. We should have won that game, too, I think it was, when we blew in the 9th inning. We should have won that game. But, hey, you're going to blow a game every once in a while, and the Calcio just doesn't have it. So we'll get that closer eventually. But Gabe Kapler is a guy who does not like set roles in the bullpen. He's never had that mentality. I don't get it. So, yeah, so we really should had a 5-1 or 5-2 road trip. But what are you going to do? 4-3 ain't bad. I don't know why I said 4-2. That was my fault. We are 4-3 on the road this time. So really should have been 5-2, but it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. By the way, guys, an update on this Nick Williams thing. He did put this Philly stuff back on his Instagram, and he still is not following the Phillies. But still, I still do not like Nick Williams. Maybe I don't feel as strongly as I did about it before, but I'm still kind of pissed about him. It's still a childish thing to do, but hey, at least he put it back. At least he put it back. Let's say that. It's still very, very childish. Another news in our division, Aaron Altera went to the Mets. So, yeah, that's kind of comical in some ways. Let's look at the division. Division update. We are in first place. We're 31-22. We're 9 games above 500. We're 7 for our last. We're 7-3 in our last 10 games. Atlanta, they're 29-24. Let me just check and see. Yeah, they're playing St. Louis right now at the bottom of the 4th inning. There's no score, so hopefully St. Louis wins that game. So they're 2 games back right now. New York Mets won the series against Detroit. They're now at 500. They're 26-26, coming off of obviously that huge sweep of the Nats, the 4-game series. So the Mets are kind of back into it now, but still they still have a good bit of a hole to climb. Cano has been a huge disappointment for them this year. I told you that Cano was going to be a disappointment. I told everybody. I said Cano is going to be a disappointment. He's washed. Sure enough, I was right. I was kind of a Cano fan. When he went to the Mets, I couldn't root for him anymore. I told you that Cano was going to be trash. Sure enough, I was right. So far he has been. So, and you could say Harper's trash, but Harper's 26 years old. He has a lot of good years ahead of him. Cano's 36. The best days of his career are gone. Okay? The Nats have won 3 in a row. Their first time this season that they've won 3 in a row. Isn't that sad? As they won the series against the Marlins, and they're going for the sweep tomorrow. They're 9 games back. But I forgot to mention the Mets are 4.5 games back. The Mets are the Nats are 9 games back. They sit at 22-31. Davey Martinez is still sticking around. Good for him. I don't know how he does it. I also apologize for not being able to make that video about the Nationals this weekend. I just been so busy, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe I can make it this week. Miami, we didn't even have to talk about them. They're 13.5 out, 16-34, 3-game losing streak. Why do we even care about them? Why are we even talking about them? So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. Shout out to I know who the person is. I don't want to say their name on here. Shout out to that person who did that fan page for me on Instagram, Phillies Hot Stove fan page. Thank you so much for that support and everything, and thank you for all the likes and everything else. So the channel just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Every time I upload a video, I notice that the subscriber list goes up and up and up. And it's all because of you guys. You guys make it fun for me and just something I look forward to doing. Sometimes, I want to do a podcast. I don't want to, thinking like, oh, I have to do one. I want to do one because you guys watch the videos and you like them. So it helps. It really helps. So thank you all so much for watching. Also, another update on this name change. I'm trying to figure out a new name. I got recommended that I should do a video cast, the Phillies video cast. I'll sleep on it. I'm not too sure. I'm just trying to brainstorm some new names because this isn't really a podcast since you're seeing my face. So I'm trying to research stuff and trying to figure out a new name. So I don't even know if I even can do a new name since they only allow 3 name changes in 90 days. So we'll see. We'll see. It's been a while since I changed my name, so they should, let me do it. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm Luke. Thank you for all the support, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.